Everyone, welcome to yet another week's analysis. Now, for this week, we'll be focusing still on the dollar, on GBP but want to do a recap of what happened last week because last week, we had a little problem. An early entry was executed last week. You know, it's very important for us to know this because even I myself, I keep learning from my mistakes, right? When you've written down your plans, when you've journaled your plans for the week, right? I would very much advise you not to change anything, right? Because by the time you start looking at the markets, when the markets are moving now, your emotions are attached and whatnot. So, I would like to say that what happened to me last week, and then I got in a little too early, but the direction is still the same. We are still bullish on GBP. The dollar is still bearish, right? The dollar is still very much bearish because I don't want to get a little in more fundamental, but if you go on gold, you notice that you notice that gold has given us a double bottom on the daily time frame, right? Now, that double bottom signifies that the gold is about to continue to rally, right? It is expected to continue to rally to the upside. So for the DXY, we're expected to drop. Now, if you've been on here for a while, you will notice that, right? We do box our previous consolidation to predict our next consolidation, right? So this is what we're expecting on the dollar for this week. Now, it's very important to be patient because at the end of the day, right, when you master trading, it becomes easy for you to understand. It becomes easy, or sorry, rather boring because you're going to be patient 90% of the time. When you master trading, it's going to be boring for you because why? You're going to be waiting for entries 90% of the time. You're just going to have to wait and wait, right? So for the DXY, this is what we're expecting because I feel as though a lot of people are coming into this week, expecting to get entries and whatnot. But I'm gonna say this clear: the DXY for me is not yet ready to fall. Right now, you can see that with the weekly time frame, it had a pullback, right? And this pullback gave us three candles to the upside, right? Now I'm expecting the same thing to happen. Now the DXY may be ready to fall, from on the 16th, right? So I think next 2 weeks. And this is what I'm saying. Trading becomes boring when you've mastered it. It becomes boring because you have to wait every time. It's something to you. You have to wait every time. And executing, beforehand is going to give you a loss, and you don't want to be in that loss, right? Because losses they don't really mean anything when you have 10% drawdown clause. It's something to you, but a series of losses, they're going to make an effect in your account. I rather be at break even than take a loss. It's something to you. So for this week on the dollar, I'm favoring the downside, but I'm looking to wait. Yeah, I'm looking to wait on the dollar. I'm looking to wait, because I feel as though the DXY is still gonna have to consolidate here for this week. Yes, I expect the DXY to consolidate for this week because I'll show you why. Whenever whenever the dollar is about to, or whenever a pair is about to move, right? If you go on candlestick Bible and the other book by, the first candlestick Bible that was then summarized into the normal candlestick Bible we all know today, right? But if you go on that book, it shows you the psychology behind, candlesticks, right? So this candlestick right here, if this is a hanging man. This candlestick right here is called a hanging man. This is a very shame nothing, right? This candlestick here is called a hanging man or a marubuzu or however you want to call this, right? This one is called a hanging man. Now, whenever you see a hanging man, it signifies rejection. It signifies a possible turnaround, right? A possible turnaround. You see a hanging man around here, right? Possible turnaround, right? So it's very important. We haven't found any. There's nothing here that tells us that we're about to get a turnaround. I say that again. There is nothing here. There is nothing here for this week that tells us we're about to get a turnaround. So I would say, in as much as you desire an entry, I would say you should give it wait, just wait a little bit, right? In as much as everyone desires an entry for this week, I feel as though patience is going to make us more money in the long run. Yes, everybody wants to make a withdrawal. You know how it is with profits, right? By weekly withdrawals and whatnot. We get that. You get something, but at the end of the day, if you don't make any money, they're going to take your account anyways. You something. So I would advise that this week is a week of folding your hands. Just wait. Be patient. Take your eyes off the board. Because if if this candle looks exactly like this candle right here, all right, and then we need to see something like this. And until I see something like this, I may not be interested in executing the dollar. Yes, even the GBP for example, right? You are bullish on GBP you're looking to buy, right? GPSD, has to, give us, some sort something like this, right? Like I said, a hanging man. It's something that we need to see this. We need to see a hanging man like so, and then a push to the upside. Right. So for the GBPUSD, we have not completed the amount of consolidation from the past to predict the amount of consolidations for the future. Now, on the 4 hour time frame, I've gotten my counter trend line set. I'm waiting for a break of counter trend line and then an execution. But it is very important to also know that we can break this counter trend line and go up and then come down, take a lot of people out like so. I'll show what I'm saying. It's very possible that we could break this counter trend line and break structure, right, and then come back down like so. It is very possible. That is what patience does for you. Patience helps. Example, the patience helps, or patience helps avoid these losses because you know I just prefer to prevention is better than cure, right? I prefer to just miss a trade because I'm waiting on my plan to kick in, right, than execute because I see that it may be going my direction. It's something that is so very important. So that's why I said from the beginning. If you've been here from the beginning, I said it is very important to follow the plan you've written now. If you've journaled your plan and then Sunday night kicks in and the markets are open, depends on wherever you are, Monday, Sunday, right? You should trade the plan. Don't then go on to change the plan on Tuesday and say, oh, I see something different. No, no, no. Your emotions are telling you see something different. The plans tell you otherwise. Trade the plan. It's something you trade your plan. So for this week, I think, right, or rather I know that the market may consolidate around here for this week. It's something that I believe that the market will consolidate, and if it does, I would be very, very excited. It's something that I'm very excited. So I need to see a consolidation on this time frame here around here before we can get interested to go to the upside. But DXY is the pair that's helping us to decipher these things, right? Now if you look up at this level right here, you will notice that we had the same thing around here. We've got to the area of interest, but the market was refusing to drop until we had a consolidation like or a reversal pattern like so, a double top, and then we dropped. So I'm expecting to see the exact same thing around here, double top or and a break of financial line just like so, and then kind of for sales to the downside, but on GPSV for buys, just like so. Right. So let's be patient because I feel as though the markets might be ready, willing to trick us into execution this week, and then you know if we then take losses and then we execute again. That's a lot of entries, right? We want to be able to get the perfect entry, the precise entry, the most precise entry, and the only way to do that is to wait. Waiting for this week is the only way to do that. So let's see what happens anyway. I don't want to because I'm trying to make my plans and then trade my plan, right? But it is also, it's emotional when you start seeing the market moving in your direction and you've not executed. Yes, it happens. It happens to everyone, right? But at the end of the day, your trading plan is what's going to save you. So with my trading plan, what I've backtested, I know that the best thing for me to do right now for this week is to wait, to be patient, to sit on my hands. I think that's the best thing, right? The market leaves without me, then so be it, right? But I'll know that I've taken a good trade because I followed my trading plan. A good trade is not a trade that you win. A good trade is a trade that you use to you take by following your trading plan. You take a loss following your trading plan, so be it. You take a win following your trading plan, so be it. But if you take a win and you don't follow your trading plan, that's a bad trade because you're going to do it again, and then it's going to be a series of what bad behaviors. And we don't need that here. Something we do not need that here. When it comes to trading, we have to be precise, we have to be professional, right? So for this week, I believe that we would need to consolidate or give us a pin or a reversal candlestick like so, a hanging man or something for this week. That's what I believe should happen. So let's wait and see, right? Let's wait and see. I think I'm gonna have to wait and see because I don't want to rush. I don't want to push him. I'd rather sit on my hands and not take a trade this month, right? Than execute a trade that does not go with my trading plan. It's I'm here to you. I'd rather sit and just wait because trust me, the market will give you execution entries at areas of interest, but then we still stop you out. It happens. It will tell you, oh, you could buy, you could get in, but then stop you out. It happens. So let's wait. Let's be patient. Let's sit on our hands. And that's it for this week. Have a great week. Ciao, ciao.